All right, hello internet, and welcome to another session of Tales of the Moonshine, where we're
Tales of the
running the Captain
Moonshine!
and Kate. We're running the Captain and Kane's excellent adventure while we wait for everyone else to show up.
Darn tootin'.
Last time, they made a new friend and gave him a cowboy hat. Then
So good.
they were going to help him obtain that which he desires most, the most delicious meat of all time, cat.
Yes. And I believe that is what we're going to pick up this section as Captain and CAIN are escorting Itsy Bitsy into the wild while Nerd is watching Captain Blastoid videos and Affy is prepping magic for when we go to Drep, and
Yep.
Bulla is probably cooking in the kitchen.
Yep, Bull is cooking in the
Sounds
kitchen
about
and
right.
figuring out other things other things that are delicious, and you really don't want to know where they came from.
That
Possibly,
is the epitome of it, yes.
possibly also cat. But yeah, Captain, do you think it is reasonable to let Itsy Bitsy wander around out here for a short period of time? I believe it is acceptable as the cat population has seemed to grow beyond its limits here. Tame will say, pointing out various ecological problems as the cat population is clearly exploding on this moon.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, oh, I just realized I need to increase your guys' volume on OBS.
Oh no.
Please hear
Okay.
me.
But yeah,
Well,
Kane,
now you're in the yellow or the red.
Yeah,
I reckon. I reckon we're all right with this. I mean, you seem to think he's a right paws spider, so I don't think he'll do too much harm.
I mean, he is family, but we may not be, I guess, related in DNA, but we do come from the same source. I believe is what ties most families together.
Adopted
Kind of
family is
just.
still family, Kane.
I was gonna say the captain just kind of shrugs at that. I was like, eh, family's who you decide is family.
Hmm. Captain, if I may inquire, who have you decided on as your permanent family? Is it just the crew, or did you have someone else?
I reckon when we're out here adventuring, the most important people that you got are the people beside you, your crew. And that, at the end of the day, whether they're family, friends, or just passing drifting strangers, that's all right so long as they're crew.
I do feel as though we are closer than just strangers at this point, Captain. But I do feel as though I know practically nothing about most of the rest of the crew, especially you. You seem like an angel that just came and found all of us and brought us together.
Clearly very thrown by you just saying that. Like completely thrown. And it's just, I, can I wouldn't reckon it's anything like that. I
No,
mean,
I have said this before, Captain. If it was not for you, I would have ceased to exist. You are, in fact, the one who is responsible for my survival up until this point, and I cannot express my gratitude. But in beyond saying that, you do not know how much it means to me that you found the moonshine and decided to fix it up and saved me.
well, Kane, if we're reckoning that way, I'd say the moonshine saved me. I mean, this is the best hunk of metal I've found, and it brought everybody together.
How did it save you, Captain?
I
When
mean,
you
I didn't have a crew this nice before. I didn't have you or Nerd or Affy or Bola, and I reckon if I reckon it'd be a shame if we hadn't met.
my sentiments exactly. Captain. Though I wish to know, were you a part of a different crew that did not follow the cowboy commandments prior to this?
Ah,
Cain
I
will say
suppose that's
Cain will say as he gestures over to Itsy Bitsy, who has probably got like a lion like up in the air and is slowly inserting it into his jowls.
there's just a full-on horror movie happening in the background.
Oh yeah, no, like there's just a ruin. There was stone. There were probably lions there. It's now on fire. They're
Oh,
yowling.
so Scar straight up just threw Mufasa into Itsy Bitsy's open jaws, and Simba saw the whole thing.
Um, serious business, serious business. Thinking on the question you asked. Uh, I reckon that's the long and short of it, Kane. Yeah. I mean, it's rare you find uh anybody following the old ways.
Yes, but when you do find them, they are they are cut from a different cloth, I would say. They're not like normal bounty hunters. Believe me, I'm well aware of the kind of law enforcement that has run throughout different parts of this galaxy. And no, if I may say so, Captain, you are a step above.
Thanks, rightly, Kane. I try to be. The important thing is you gotta know which way you're riding, then not let anybody tell you otherwise. And it's hard to do that sometimes. I don't hold that against every other bounty hunter we come across, but I do think it's important to know that and keep riding straight, as it were.
And Buttercup is certainly the horse that guides us on the straight and narrow. Also, I'm imagining as we're having this conversation, I'm probably in one of my small bodies and I'm just sitting on your shoulder.
Mhm.
Excellent, fantastic. My horse is next to me just vibing, and I'm gonna pat her and be like, she's the best girl you could ever ask for.
Ash, I would like to make a body language check on you to see if anything we have said made you obviously uncomfortable beyond what I probably would. Well, if I notice this in character, because I'm clearly picking up on stuff out of character, if that is okay with you.
Very fair. No, yeah, no, totally. Are we doing a post checks then?
Yep, that would
Uh,
be acting or fast talk versus body language.
I passed by 3.
Body language is.
Well, body language is mine. You have to do acting or fast talk.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought Nick for a second was listing the defaults for some reason. How bad are my rolls gonna be? Yeah,
I passed.
okay.
I passed by 3. So if you beat me, awesome. If not, you can tell me whatever else you think would be relevant that I would pick up on.
Okay.
I mean, you know out of character what I'm fishing for.
I know exactly what you're fishing for. Don't worry. I will give you good answers.
I know. I know.
Uh, okay. I'm so sorry. I need to find where things are listed on this sheet.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a skills tab if you're using my sheet.
Yep. I'm just looking for my base IQ. There's numbers here.
Oh,
It's not gonna matter.
it should auto calculate in the total value column, row E, if you're using mine.
Thank you. And then I just will remember how you roll things in roll 20. I can do this game. I promise. Where
So
that's
you
oh
rolled the same as me.
yeah, I would pass by 0, but I fail by 5.
What?
If it was just IQ, it would be fine. But I don't have acting or fast talk, so I'm taking a -5.
Oh,
So yeah, this roll did not matter.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So yeah, difference of 8. Tell me what you want to tell me.
Um, you can tell very obviously the captain does not like talking about anything. prior to finding the ship. He does seem to like take in what you're saying about the fact that we don't really know anything about each other, and does seem to like find some truth and merit in that. But you notice that his rebuffs are very much the thing of like, no, but it's important that we found each other and we're very important to each other on that kind of line of inquiry. um yeah, doesn't, when you say family and ask after family or life beforehand, it's just deer in headlights type look of just, that's a thing you said.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that I did not hit on that you would like me to hit on or dig a little deeper into?
Oh no, I think that's good. I'm just debating how I would respond knowing all this in character. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I know this. Oh, hold on a minute. I think I have disadvantages for this. Ah, these usually don't come up.
Oh no.
Let's
Oh
see.
dear.
These are all only odious personal habits, so it's not that terrible. Um, so no, Kane is just going to mention, Captain, I understand if you do not find it savory to talk about, your past and family. Every time I think about mine, I often think about the path not traveled and how things would be different, horrifically different, um, had I followed what my father in, intended for me. And I feel as though not doing what I was told and breaking from that is probably the best decision I have ever made or will ever make in my very short life thus far. It's allowed me to meet you and Afi and Bulla and Nerd. It's allowed me to see so many different worlds. And I, I just feel like if there's any part of you that is upset by how the path you traveled down in your past, I feel like where you are now and where you were then, one should not define the other.
You may not have been around here for long, Kane, but uh you're certainly a heck of a lot wiser than your years, I'll say that.
I appreciate
I
that.
know you don't give yourself enough credit for that. You I've seen a lot of folks make easy choices and keep making easy choices. And for you to just out the gate go your own path, that takes a lot of gumption. It shows character.
I appreciate that, Captain. And again, I don't know if there were prior iterations of me or I I know what I was meant to be. And every time I think about that, well, every time I think about that, I'm just concerned that one day the switch is going to flip inside me and I will become the thing I was supposed to be. And back then and even now, I don't want that to happen, but again, I don't know how exactly I was created. I just know, I mean, that I was created and deemed a failure because of my resistance. I don't know if that's something that was worked on or changed while I was in a dehydrated state. Or if it's just, I don't know if these nightmares sometimes haunt me. They're just bad dreams, or if they are in fact memories that have yet to come to pass. And that frightens me. I mean, if I'm looking at Itsy Bitsy, he showed resistance and was not a fan of Father. But, I mean, look at him. He's a very intimidating individual that others fear, and that was what he was designed to be, even if he expressed to be something more. You know, will I inevitably become the thing that I'm trying not to be? Am I already that thing and just a facade that's not really there?
You're here, partner. That much is true. And I can't say I have any good answers, or any answers really, to any of the questions you got. But I hope you know that if you're looking for answers, you can always ask the crew and try to help out. I mean, we want that's what being part of crew is. Making sure you look out for each other, making sure everybody gets what they need, what's best for them. And like I don't know if you'll believe me, Kane, but like I said earlier, you got gumption, you got grit. That sort of stuff doesn't just flip off with a switch.
And Kane's just gonna kind of nuzzle you with his robotic head on your cheek. He's probably, I don't know, what bodies do I even have access to right now?
Probably just in the ship, so you got basically all of them.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm probably a little Lego human. No, I'm definitely a chicken right now. I'm definitely a robo chicken on your shoulder.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm just going to, put my rooster head down and just kind of like, nuzzle into your face as you say those and just say, I appreciate that, Captain. I hope I can continue to live up, I guess not to expectations, but live up to my own expectations.
That's the most important a measure any man can strive for.
Indeed, I believe a wise man once said, if you don't spend enough time, or rather, if you spend too much time trying to live up to others' expectations, you don't set the standard high enough for yourself.
Hmm.
People who walk their own paths, like you, Captain, they're the real ones.
Takes a lot of stumbling, that's for sure. But the important thing is to keep walking.
Indeed. And I believe there is plenty of stumbling ahead.
Hmm.
Oh. Well, Captain, it appears Itzy has cleared out part of the cave. Would we like to go and investigate a little bit?
That seems wise. Kind of stretches a little bit. All right, let's get to it.
You give scritches and just your fingernails are on just metal.
Yes, I still do the exact same scritches though that you would expect anyone to give to like any domesticated animal.
Mm-hmm. Every animal loves this.
Yeah. As you mount Buttercup and ride off, and I'm on your shoulder, you're just gonna hear out of CAIN, like a battle cry, as we ride.
Excellent.
As we ride into the temple.
Yep.
announcing our presence to the world. I mean, Nick, I'm assuming there's nothing here, but can I make a search check just to verify?
Yeah, make a search check. Or scrounging is the main one for that.
I don't have scrounging. You think I would have a skill chip for that? What is scrounging default to? Oh, it's easy. IQ no, wait. Perception -4. Hold on. This is going to be rough.
Yeah, that's a fun number.
Yeah, that's an 8. Can I take extra time?
Yeah, you can take extra time.
How long does a normal scrounging check take?
I would say it's probably about an hour of looking through things.
Okay, well, I'm assuming we're going to probably be spending an afternoon on here unless somebody else shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I take +2 to this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling against a 10. I'd spend an FP, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you're not allowed to spend FP for these. Also, wait, no, you're a robot. You're also not allowed to spend FP for those.
Okay, Ash knows that's not true for me anymore.
That is true, but I'm pretty sure your robot senses are stronger than your other senses.
Not in this body.
Ah.
Very fun.
Yep.
But actually, that is true. If I was in my other body, I probably would have had an additional +2 or 3. Oh, actually, can I apply single-minded to this?
Yes, you absolutely can.
That's an additional +3, I believe. Let me verify. Yep, +3 in any lengthy mental task that we concentrate on. Cool. So I'm rolling against a 13, and I rolled a 5, so passed by 8.
Yeah, baby.
Because apparently my dice only matter when we're not in combat.
That is how dice work, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
This is the way.
This is why my last body blew up in your hands.
We don't talk about that.
We're talking about it.
Oh no.
It's been suppressed. You can't bring it up again.
We put that emotion in a bottle on a shelf down in the basement.
Next to the genie bottle. Captain, I found this bottle labeled emotions down in the basement. I thought you would like it up here so you could look at it because it's a pretty bottle. Cade, get rid of that shit.
Your bottle of complicated feelings.
My bottle of complicated. It's impressive that he could lift the bottle, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am the ship. My strength score as the ship is. Hold on a minute. What is my strength score as the ship?
Wait, do you actually have a strength score as the ship?
I have full stat lines for the ship.
Are
Moonshine.
you kidding me?
My strength score is 700 as the ship.
The ship is in fact very strong.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep. Yeah, no, yeah. Which is funny because the rest of the stats are not nearly as ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I mean, the ship has to be this ridiculous for strength.
Yeah, but like dexterity is whatever.
You could argue. Yeah, no. I mean, it's a big ship, so moving entirely out of the way, that makes sense to me. That's not going to be great.
Yeah, same
That's not going to be ridiculous.
Same thing with HT. It's a ship.
Yeah.
Like the ridiculous things I have as ship are DR and basic lift.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun, buddy. You have fun.
I do have fun.
Yep.
But yeah. I forgot what the hell I was rolling for.
Scrounging?
Right,
your
scrounging.
perception to try and find hidden clues. And the answer is there are actually a few things, though it takes Kane a while to realize that, like, some of the things that look like scratch marks in the wall are actually writing.
Oh, okay. Is it a language I recognize or have seen before? Like, is it the ruins of the empire that built this place,
Yeah.
or is it something else?
Yes, it's the language like the old empire that, like, you partially speak a little bit of.
Um, screenshot. Sent to the captains, Pip-Boy. Sent to Affy.
Yep.
I'm looking at on my Kindle at these things and go, yes, scratches on walls. Excellent.
Yep. So the big ones that you wind up getting, there's like a lot of this is like ancient poetry and really flowery language that is speaking of the, singing the praises of the royal family. And eventually, getting into things is like, wait a minute.
Yes.
You don't know magic at all. But Cain does know computer systems.
Yes.
And he starts getting the idea that, like, you're on a quest for a key. That key might not be a physical object, it might be a password. As it's just, as you get deeper in, like, this ruin is actively ruined. Like, things are broken, but on some of the walls, you eventually get, like, this sounds like a, like, song or poem that is missing a verse. And, like, maybe there's something that's meant to complete it, and then Cain gets that inkling.
I'm trying to think what skill would be useful here, and I don't know what it is.
So, what artistic skills does Cain have?
Fuck none. Oh, hold on a sec. Acting. Sex appeal.
No.
Are you explaining what you're doing to me?
Yes, I will walk the captain through all of this.
It's been a bit since I read poetry, but you're saying it kind of sounds like that. Can I roll poetry for it?
Yes.
Cool. This isn't a good number, but it's better than 0.
The captain has poetry.
The captain does have poetry. Whenever we get to learn things from downtime, guitar is going to be fantastic, and it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I'm using luck. I don't care. It's time to flex on poetry.
Yep.
Okay, that's... Okay, that's good. We're good. Yeah, okay, pass by 1.
All right, so it takes a fair bit of, like, awkward bits of translation at where Cain only half speaks the language. You're texting it to Affy, who presumably helps.
Nick.
Happy is back on the shit doing
Nick,
complicated rituals. Looking at his phone every 2 seconds to be like, no, this is what the word means.
Can I just spend the points now to get the rest of the language that I had already been starting to pick up? I feel like now is an appropriate time for me just...
It was appropriate for you to get that. And then eventually with the captain's poetry skill, you realize, oh, wait a minute, that was a metaphor. And like half of the translation you were working on was entirely wrong because you were translating something that was very florid and metaphorical completely literally.
Okay. How many points is language, FYI?
How many do you have it in already?
I have 3 points for native speaker. So
you just need 1 more then.
Oh no, that's native speaker for my language. Should I take it
Oh,
2 points for accented, which I think gives me everything?
yeah,
Oh,
that gets you everything.
Okay, so I'm going to just add that now.
he is
Sounds
finally.
good.
And what was the language that technically Sean knows?
I'm gonna get it from Sean because he gave it a name, and I don't remember where he put that name.
I'm pretty sure he put it in the me and him chat.
God
Probably.
damn it, Sean.
Fair enough.
I'm here.
Hello,
Hello,
Lex.
friend.
Jin language, I believe, is what it said.
It
Yep.
took very long to fall asleep.
Children
Babies do
sometimes
as they
do that.
will.
This is why I hate naps at school.
Yep. It happens.
Are we playing?
Oh yeah, we've already started.
Eat.
The captain
Oh.
and I mean, Nick, is there anything else we can get here, or do we just want to go back to the ship and we can leave and
So
square it in?
what you can get when the captain starts trying to figure out how to finish this is like he says some things, you do more translations, and eventually you do get a door to start. Well, you get the mechanisms to activate, and it would open, except it was already destroyed.
Okay, so what was it? A pass key?
Yeah, like you figured out from the wall that you were looking at there the pass key to something in these ruins, and you're like, okay, what we need to go look at the writing in the ruins, not be digging through them trying to find a physical object.
Gotcha.
We're learning today.
Okay, so we'll return to the ship, and I guess Nerd will be popping around the corner. Chief Engineer Nerd, did you appreciate your time with Captain Blasteroid today?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know what's been happening. It's been watching Captain Blasteroid. What are we doing?
Oh, but Itsy Bitsy has finished his meal. I believe we are going to take him back to LA1 to his cave, and we believe we have figured out part of the puzzle of the cosmic key for Singer Beryl Star.
Robbing Barrel? My dream's coming true.
Buddy, we've been helping. And then just trails off and doesn't explain further. Lost cause. It's fine. It's not important.
I mean, Nerd has not seen immediate results of this, so it has not been happening.
Yeah, no, that's what the captain is realizing, and he was just like, no, we don't have to press on this. It's fine.
Yep. And then Itsy Bitsy comes in going, the cat is delicious, with like a pile of lions behind him.
Which only I can understand, but I will translate for everybody. I will respond. I will respond in the same, scratchy, growling language. That I'm glad you enjoyed it, brother. Would you like to return to your cave? I believe it is time for us to depart from this from this moon. Or is he still like gnawing some flesh off of cat bones?
He's happy to depart.
Okay. So I guess we'll take him back to LA1, drop him off in his new cave, and then do we head to Drep now? Or
This is a terrible idea. We should not.
I do believe we need to scout this out, the planet out, or the moon out first, while Chief Engineer Nerd can assist us with that, while Boom and Affy
Perhaps the spells.
continues preparations.
I suppose that's why, so long as everybody knows that this is a reconnaissance spy situation and we're not engaging with anything yet.
I don't get to say hi to anybody?
No, because you're being a spy. Like, racking brains. The guy who showed up on Captain Blasteroid for like that one episode back in season 4.
As you're watching
He's-
Captain Blasteroid, part of the screen goes dark and the little white circle appears, and you see.
You mean Agent Blonde Jameson?
Yeah, Kane's
Yeah,
walking.
he's
Kane's
Kane?
walking on as Agent Blonde Jameson.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Hold on, I'm going to switch to a computer. Give me a minute.
Super fair.
Agent Blonde Jameson.
I imagine this character shows up for all of half of the scene, and it's just like, no, he's been implied to have been here for like so long, guys. You don't even know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yep.
A
All
character
right.
has a name?
So, time to go down to Drep for your scouting mission? Or Dreep?
We're gonna be super spies, and we're not going to interact with anything or talk to anybody. We're just looking with our eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna last, but you know that.
It's not, but this is the point that is being stressed.
I mean, so are you landing in the, like, near the starport there, or just flying around the planet at random?
You know what? I kind of feel like flying around the planet at random. If other people have stronger druthers, though, please overrule me.
Kane has no druthers. Nerd, what
Does
do you
Izzy
think?
have druthers?
No, I don't even
Okay.
I have none of those. I only have one sister.
I don't have the sound effect for a drum.
What about you, Wex? Thoughts?
Fuck. We've angered nerd.
Okay, on a real computer now.
Aha.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Do you
You
have
chill. You chill with flying by and seeing what we can see on the planet before we touch down, or would you like to touch down first?
Oh, I've already morphed into Blonde Jameson, and I'm pointing a silencer scope at everything on the ship that moves.
your silencer scope is me and my rattlesnake body?
No, I made my own out of meat,
Okay, that's right. You could just do that.
and I'm doing a
But that's
terrible
all
British
meat,
accent where I'm like, "Hello, darling, Blonde Jameson Blonde." I
Just
look
gonna make-
literally exactly like him, except chrome silver.
Baby.
I'd like to point out that I have none of my stealth abilities activated. If anything, all my stuff is made to make me look cool right now.
Sounds good. All right, so going through things on flying around. Drep is a weird planet. Like, even by the standards of weird planets, because everything's super magical. Why is that tree shooting lightning up rather than down? Probably magic.
Oh dear.
As an example. Or, yeah, that sure definitely actually is a river that's running uphill. That they have attached, that, like, so that it goes downhill on one side of the dam and uphill on the other side of the dam. Like, the flora and fauna is weirder than normal, but the big thing is constant radio chatter about the fighting going on with the cultists.
Huh.
I'm going to be honest, both in and out of character, I don't really know what's happening right now, so it's
So out of character, we have gone to the Moon Dreep, whatever Nick is saying it, because I keep mispronouncing it, which is the magical planet.
Dreep.
Out of character, this is the one with high magic, high mana area, which means anyone, even if you do not have magery, can cast magic. Hence why things are very weird here. But any failure on any magic check is an automatic critical failure, which is very, very bad. That explains all that, and Nerd has no knowledge of it. Neither does CAIN. We can still cast things, but you have yet to be told that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would not try it until someone even suggests I could. And the
Yeah.
moment you suggest I can, I will try it.
I am aware you will probably blow up
Yep.
if you do not have
You love-
DR. What we are doing here is this is one of the moons with runes for the Beryl Star mission, which Nerd would know about. Because we're trying to find the cosmic key. We just found information that the cosmic key might be a password and not a physical object. And over the radio, this is another one of the bounties. We know that there are cultists. Do we have the name of the cult, Nick?
Nope.
Okay. We know that there are cultists who have started living in or residing in a section of the ruins, which is where one of the places we need to investigate.
Mm-hmm. And that
Again,
the researchers / people who live here have been trying to take that part back, but
magic cultists.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Izzy, can you give me a navigation -8 roll?
Oh God.
Excuse me.
What? Oh, we're gonna crash land.
Do I have two? Do I have two navigation chips? Do I have two navigation chips? Please have two. No, I do not have two navigation chips. Fuck. Oh boy.
Is there any way we can help?
Not really.
Okay, I figured, but I like asking.
-8, you say?
-8.
Okay. Well, fortunately, my navigation is at a 16.
Okay,
So I am
so
rolling. It is possible for me to pass this, but I did waste my 5 earlier tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a 12 says no.
oh,
All right. So what's gonna happen is, like, at some point while flying around, Kane's used to the sensors being there and accurate and not showing him complete fucking nonsense. Give me a regular piloting.
Nick, is this magic affecting me at all?
It's mostly affecting the ship right now.
I am the ship. You know why I'm asking you.
Not in that way.
Okay. Normal piloting or my penalty?
Normal piloting.
Okay, I'm rolling against a 14. Okay, pass by 2.
All right. So what winds up happening at some point is, because the sensors are wrong and Kane's like, okay, what's going on? Oh no, a bunch of my electronic eyes are wrong. He eventually figures out and manages to get you to pull up before you hit something. And that is when you realized, oh, wait a minute, we're getting sufficiently close to the place the cultists are that we've been warned something's stopping orbital bombardment from working. Oh, it's probably that.
Yeah, when I realize my electronic eyes are not working, I'm probably just going to poke my actual head out of the bottom of the ship and look out and just say, oh, fuck, ground, and pull up.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
I love it.
Because something is making a bunch of electronic sensors go haywire.
Yeah, also, just for the visual on the screen, you're going to see my little green, like, emoji sprite walking around, and when I say, what the hell is going on, you're going to see me turn around, look at the monitor, put my hands up like I'm opening a hole so I can see, like, the ground beneath, and poke my head through it. Just so you guys have a visual representation of what the fuck is going on.
I love that for us.
Even though I'm pretty sure Nerd, have you seen my actual body yet? I forget.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You all have been pretty deliberate to deny me information, which is probably for the best.
I mean, I think I told you that last session, but I didn't show you what I looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did. Did you in character tell me?
I think we had a heart-to-heart last session. I forget, though, now. Now I have to go check my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep track of those heart-to-hearts, baby.
I don't remember. I know I have not been told that Affy's a genie.
Yeah, no, that one you definitely have not.
Yep.
Actually, I don't think I showed you what I look like. I think I've still just told you that like I was created, which I don't think is I don't think that's
Strong
new,
enough.
new
Yeah.
information for you. I just think who created me is new information that you've been
Yep.
told.
But that's probably about the point where you're like, okay, if we want to investigate, we actually have to do it on foot.
Mm-hmm.
When we were getting some radio chatter about the cultists, is any of that like useful information of like, perhaps some spells that they like to use that we could infer by the oh shit fireball where a fireball to one of our turrets type situation?
Oh, yeah. Some of the main spells they use are death. Just like some guys just throw in death bolts.
I love that. Death bolts. Love that.
A bit of different types of magic, but like there's the big problem is, quote, some zombie looking motherfucker.
Some zombie looking. Thank you, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I love the people who work here.
Oh, hey, Affy came online. Maybe we will get him.
We'll probably be getting him in the car, which we'll see how well life likes that.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
I can't wait to shoot zombies once again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect it to go as fantastically as it did the first time.
But yeah, and like one of the problems that you get from the cult as you listen in more is the zombie motherfucker can absolutely turn people into zombies.
Oh.
Luckily, the zombies he turns people into aren't smart and magical. They're just like
we've literally got some people who feel like they could not be turned into zombies in this party.
Yep.
Just speak for yourself.
I do in fact.
Good. Excellent. Thank you.
I'm not certain of that.
I mean, anytime we have something on whether or not it can affect CAIN, I feel like it's just a giant question mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reasonably certain I can't be turned into a zombie.
That's fantastic news. We're not going out to decide this shit.
I mean, I could pretend to be a zombie.
That is an option.
Mm-hmm.
I turn into a cartoon caricature of a zombie, probably the one from Plants vs Zombies.
I was going to say,
Yep.
Do the people?
Chicken
Do the
jockey?
people? God damn it! Do the people who get turned into zombies are they bitten traditionally or are they zapped?
They're zapped mostly. Like this is very much like he can raise people who've died as zombies.
Okay, so he throws the death bolts and then rises them.
Yep.
Them. I'm taking notes today, motherfucker. Because this seems important.
Yep.
Just today the day.
Yeah, soon enough you hear, alright, retreat, retreat, we can't take them out this time. They've turned too many people into zombies. When the fighting on the radio chatter calms down, though, your sensors don't really get back in.
Lovely. Oh boy, this is not good.
It's not right.
Captain, I do believe just by sheer numbers, the cultists may be able to overrun the nearby settlement outside of the ruins if left unchecked.
Yeah, we better help him out, but we should talk to Affy to figure out if he knows anything about this type of magic. So,
Enter Affy.
enter Affy, stage left, please. Please?
Do we have Affy? We do not seem to have Affy.
We do not have Affy.
Yep.
I'm gonna be real. We should definitely do this. And we would definitely do it. Oh my god, you can change the Discord thing?
Yeah.
What?
That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
don't know how technology works. I'm gonna be real with you.
Izzy digs through menus and finds things that we didn't even know existed.
He is truly CAIN, and he is updating the systems to be fantastic, and I love that for him. Before I realized how technology works, definitely, yeah, we should go ride and help people. I have no idea how we would do that without our mage.
I think we can
Beyond
start with
assumption.
preparing.
Okay.
Just be like, we're gonna go help these folks. Maybe we need to learn some things.
Yeah.
Captain, I do not wish to be a burden, but there may be skill chips that the local settlement has that may be useful for us in dealing with these cultists.
Good idea, Ken. I hadn't thought of that. We should check that out.
Also, I will make sure the rest of the crew is on high alert in case someone attempts to board the Moonshine. And I will let all the bartenders, along with Arf and Barf, know what's going on and give them at least their combat chips.
Mm-hmm.
In case we forgot those were things we had.
Mm-hmm.
Captain is gonna look so sad as we start, moving the ship, a ship towards the settlement. If we can move the ship towards the settlement, do we have to ditch it?
You can move towards the settlement. The settlement is sufficiently far out from the weird, spooky, ancient ruins that sometimes do bad things.
Okay, cool. I thought so, but I also figured I should check. So good to know. But the captain is just gonna look like a little bit upset as he goes. I'm gonna go get the tools, and walks off to the captain's quarters, taking off his jacket and looking at it so very sadly.
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, there'll be just a screen that pops down and follows you. Captain, are you okay? Is there anything you wish to discuss?
It's Kane. It's just as I start walking over to the captain quarters, like trying to find the words, not saying anything really, as I just go, sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do, and I feel really bad about leaving my duster behind. And I'm gonna hang up my jacket, my armored jacket duster that looks so cool on one of my hooks. I'm gonna press a button, fold out, really get some armor, actual armor, and start putting it on, looking so wistfully at my jacket and just mumbling on it doesn't match the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry, I zoned for a second. Why are you not wearing your duster?
I am actually putting on good armor.
Oh.
That's the bit. That's the bit.
Wait, no, Captain, don't. I can take care of this problem. And I stop you with one hand and look up at you with a very sad face. Do you stop?
I have to stop. A small child is looking sad at me.
Cool. As you watch that and stop putting on your armor, I horrifyingly melt and start to form around you.
This is a terrible idea, nerd.
No, it's great. And
No, I don't want you taking it seriously. That's not how we do things here.
I form into full barday armor around you and make a duster out of myself. In addition to giving you full armor. I am your armor now.
No, nerd.
This way you get to keep your duster, Captain. Everything's okay.
Nerd, this is the sweetest thing you do, but also funny. I don't wanna.
I passed by 4 on psychology. What the fuck is going on right now?
Which part?
I don't know. I rolled to try to make you feel better. I don't know who I want to psychoanalyze right now. Oh my god.
I didn't want the captain to feel bad.
The captain likes his cowboy aesthetic, and he has like decent armor.
I just became power armor for you.
That looks like a silver duster.
Yeah, no, it just
Yeah.
I'm full power armor over you. You basically look like a character out of Silverhawks. That weird cowboy guy, you know?
This is so cool. My character would not allow it though.
It's
Now,
okay, Captain. Now you look super cool. You don't have to give him your duster, and I can be closer to you. It's great.
Nerd, I would love to do this when
Let's go! And I start making you march in the direction you
No.
intended to go.
Oh, nerd, you can't. No, partner, you gotta slow down.
Already going.
When you're inside of Nerd, no one can hear you scream.
No.
Now, Captain, I just gotta say something right here. Now, you need to understand something, okay? Now that you are inside this power armor, you have incredible muscles. I need you to try lifting this thing. Here, put your back into it, do a squat, and just go...
CAIN, you are not helping.
What are you talking about, Captain? Alright, ladies, I can't take this chip out, and Nerd is in control of your hands. Shit. We're doing this.
No. I have use of my legs. I think we can do this. I am gonna sigh as Nerd is moving my hands in a different direction. CAIN is now doing the guy that I do not enjoy. Both in and out of character. And he's just gonna take a breath for a second and then actually, like in an authoritative voice, go, now everybody wait just a rats and minute.
Oh god, you Yosemite Sam does.
I in a cartoon way make you like stop and like throw your hands out in objection because I'm trying to do what I think you would want to do movement wise. It's much more cartoonishly exaggerated though.
I love that. Nerd, I need you to kindly get off me for a minute. I appreciate your help, but I would like you to get off me for a minute, please.
Okay. I flow off you and look like a sad little puddle.
Thank you, Nerd. I'm going to look at CAIN for a second, realize what I must do, and just say, no hard feelings, partner, and slap the chip out of you.
Pray tell, how do you plan on slapping the chip out of a console?
I am going to grab the chip out of you, but I am not going to do it gently, and I'm going to hit you upside the head afterwards.
Oh.
Stop using that chip.
Captain, I apologize, but it seemed like you were in psychological distress, and that is the only way
I am well aware everybody on the ship is trying to help the captain, and I appreciate them, and I see your efforts. I appreciate them. This does not reflect on you in any way. Nerd, you remember the episode of Captain Blastoid that I think was about bedtimes and also grounding, or those were two different episodes? I'm very sorry. I haven't watched it with you recently, and I apologize for that too.
It was episode 73, and who's counting?
No, it's an important thing. And Nerd, I want you to know, I really appreciate what you did. It was very cool. and I would like to try it at a different time, but I don't think it's the right thing to do right now. I love and appreciate you still, though, and I would love to hear your input on future endeavors as well.
But Captain, what are you going to do without your duster?
The duster will still be here, and I will have many adventures with the dusters. But if I'm being honest, nerd, the zombies aren't aesthetic either. And sometimes you have to deal with that. And it's okay.
Okay.
Besides, I'm sure you had a fantastic plan and way that you wanted to stop the zombies. And I'm sure you have a great idea. And there's lessons that we can learn from Captain Blastoid on how exactly we can do that. And I would love to hear those from you in a minute. And then I'm turning to CAIN, and I just go, I appreciate you trying to help, CAIN, but I would much prefer if you don't swap in this chip and we just work with what we got when we have questions. And I know it's not going to be perfect, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit more honest. And like, at the end of the day, sun still rises and sets, and it'll be okay.
I understand, Captain. I do believe I saw a dealer as we were landing who can provide me with similar chips that will be of more use during this zombie time. Nick, please prepare another shady dealer for me to buy a chip from.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Only the shadiest of dealers for CAIN.
Only the shadiest of dealers. I nod my head, and then I go, and then I kneel down at Nerd, and I go, okay, so what's the plan, bucko?
That was my plan. I don't know. Just you gotta like kill the head zombie, then they all turn back.
Ah, that's a good plan.
It is?
Yeah. I've never fought zombies before, so I wasn't sure rightly what I'm supposed to do.
Well, if you kill the main zombie that controls all the other zombies with his zombie voodoo stick, it breaks the spell and then everyone turns back.
I'm nodding my head very sagely along in an encouraging parental manner.
Mhm.
So we just gotta find the zombie lord and break his voodoo stick.
All right.
I will begin scanning the area for a zombie voodoo stick.
Well, you did hear what happened to electronic sensors when they get too close to the thing.
Oh no.
I know, and I'm willing to accept those out of character. What happens to me?
Well, so are you doing this with the ship, or are you doing this with your eyes?
Oh, what
Oh.
happens to me?
I'll start with the ship.
So the ship very much starts looking at it, and then just the sensors go haywire. And it's like you're underwater.
I will then switch into one of my bodies and use their sensors.
Less
Is this
bad because
noticeably
it's
doing
far enough.
damage?
What?
Is this noticeably doing damage? Like, are we getting any warning notification, warning notifications on the ship or no?
No.
Just static.
So
Okay.
this is one that Tilly can give you because Affy's currently busy. He's like, oh, that's a large-scale illusion that's only targeting electronics.
Pardon?
An illusion.
That does what, Riley?
Well, I don't quite know. I'm not electronic.
Remind me who's Tilly again? Is that our bartender genie?
That's the
Yes.
bartender
Yeah.
genie.
Who gave you a Captain Blastoid replica, a gun?
Yep.
Blaster.
I
Sorry.
sometimes shoot lasers at the walls accidentally and then fix them.
Yep. And Wax, so you looking at this, whew. This is real hard to look at. It's real funky. Like, you can make stuff out way better than CAIN's sensors or the ships can, but it's a little rough.
Oh, that's weird. Everything's fine as I like the things acting as eyes for me start to bubble and like it's almost like watching like liquid metal heat up and like little like bubbles pop and you hear like kind of a sizzling sound as I try to stare at it.
Nerd, how about we stop that for a minute?
Okay, yeah, that would be good. This kind I don't really feel pain, but like this doesn't feel right.
You know, we're gonna treat this like we treat the sun, and we're not gonna stare at it.
Oh, I stare at the sun all the time.
Oh, but
I do too. This is not something you should encourage, Captain.
I'm
Yeah, I don't really got a problem with that. I don't like have like what we call those retinas. It's the retinas, right, Ken?
Indeed.
it's a comparison. It's a comparison.
But with some experimentation, the combo of Affy, who is texting you from the core until he can go, this appears to scramble, any electronic sensor that's looking at it from a fairly significant distance.
We're gonna stop doing that then, and we're gonna go into the settlement, and we're gonna see what information we can find from the locals and rustle up.
All right. And thus, the captain and Nerd go to do that, while CAIN goes into a back alley to buy some chips.
Yep.
How much money are you lending me, or allotting to me for this?
You have my credit cards.
CAIN will ask that. Captain, how much money am I allocated to procure chips that I deem will be necessary for this endeavor?
I trust you, CAIN.
CAIN doesn't understand money.
It's real question. Do you think Captain understands money?
Better than CAIN.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. And we're not gonna impact that. But
You could let Nerd have the credit card. He understands money the least.
we're not doing that. We know that Nerd having a credit card is a bad idea. We instead buy Nerd's things intermittently rather than letting him just binge spend on things.
I would definitely bankrupt you very quickly.
You would, but we still gotta buy you a monthly toy.
Nick,
It's important.
How badly?
It's enrichment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get scalped so bad. You guys can go first.
All right.
Hey, Nick. I would like to rustle up some information by hanging out with people, seeing what they're talking about.
Certainly. So a lot of the regular people, there's basically two groups of people here that the captain would realize very quickly. There's the people that are trying to retake, there's researchers and people who are trying to retake the fort. And the researchers are like, they're similar to the ones you got on the other planet, but these are all weird magic researchers who are like, all right, we have found a very high concentration of mana. What can we do with it? And, like, they honestly don't care about the fort that much. The fort was always there as an annoyance to them. The only reason why they care about the fort right now is honestly the fact that the cultists keep sending zombies at the settlement.
Yeah, that's a good reason to care.
Yeah, they're like, honestly, if it weren't for that, we'd be fine just letting them have it. Meanwhile, there's two main groups in the people who are fighting back. There's a segment that is like some combination of soldiers and bounty hunters that are the main ones you were hearing about on the radio. And then there's the rather obviously heavily armed and armored people who, even to the captain's non-existent magical senses, reek of magic. Which group are you going to go talk to first, Captain?
I'm going to talk to the soldiers and bounty hunters to see if they have any idea. No, I'm going to talk to the obviously heavily armored people to see if they have any idea of about how far out the fort of evil, bad, eye bleedingness is.
All right. So
They may
the first
know.
one you were probably to meet, probably to us. Hello, Vanguard Stormfield here. Are you here to join the good fight against these devilish wizards?
Oh, no.
We're passing by, and we're certainly hoping to help if you'll have it.
We always welcome more who are fighting the good fight. What's your name, sir?
You can call me Captain West, and that over there is Nerd. And we got a couple more folks trying to get everything right as rain before they come over and join us.
He's going to nod. He's basically in fully sealed armor with a magic staff and, well, it's the hilt of a laser sword.
You know, respectable.
Like,
I'm gonna pull out my virtual map and politely ask him if he knows roughly where the fort is, just so that we can, be prepared.
like, yes. Here is the information we have right now on the path up to the fort. It gives you a brief understanding of what's going on, where weird magical anomalies that they don't really want anyone getting, that no one really wants to get near are.
That's very good information to have.
Yep, and the fort's about. They settled this settlement near the ruins, but not too near. It's about a kilometer away.
Okay.
About every morning, both our group, who have been attempting to breach the perimeter to finally take out the devil wizard that has caused this problem, and the regular bounty hunters have been sallying forth. The goal is, of course, to thin out the zombies, attempt to not have significantly more zombies created, and hopefully get someone inside.
How long are you planning on resting before doing another attack? Because we heard on the radio that you guys attacked fairly recently, and I imagine you want to gather up supplies and be ready.
Yes, everyone needs a bit of rest and recuperation. The healers are at it. There was only one accident with magical explosions. I would guess give all crews 8 hours to rest, and then we will go forth again, but I would have to double check with the commander to find out more.
That's very fair. Could you point me in his direction? Or
her direction, absolutely.
Yeah.
He points to one of the larger buildings that is very military.
I reckon she'd have information on where a couple of folks could lend a hand in the interim.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you for your help.
Pleasure, sir. Good hunting.
I tip my hat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk out to go talk to the lady.
Mm-hmm. He Yep, go in. There's a brief wait, but you find out there's like about 20 of these guys here.
20 of the heavily armored and reek of magic guys, or
Yeah, 20 of the heavily armored and reek of magic guys.
okay.
Most of them, but most of them are not. They're basically. There's like 5 that are actually super heavily armored, and the rest are in the vibe.
Okay, yeah, no. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, like they have a bunch of healers who really don't go out to do combat. They have their scout group.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that they're a little bit prepared, even if they are a little bit overwhelmed at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
This bodes well.
Did you find out what the group they're called?
No, I didn't. I'll ask questions when I finish when my number gets called.
Yep.
I'm waiting. I'll ask more questions, but I was told a figure of authority that sounds sheriff-like, so I have to meet him.
Yep. So eventually, your number does indeed get called. You get brought into the. Actually, let's do Cain briefly in case he wants to join in this conversation.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right, Cain. What are you trying to buy?
Go see if I can find a seller and see. I'm looking for any chips that may help me deal with the impeding crisis at the Fort Drep. In addition, if you have any rare or exotic chips.
Well, this is one of the very few places you could buy a chip that will give you knowledge of magic.
Intriguing. Please do tell.
So one of the things you can buy here is a thaumatology chip.
I was asking for in character if this guy is trying to sell this to me.
He's like, yes. Well, you see, there are many here who have been attempting to combine magic with technology. Get a little of their knowledge in your head, as it were.
Is that even possible?
Well, unlikely. You're artificial. But you could perhaps serve as a walking grimoire.
May I test this chip prior to procuring it?
Yes. Who are you registered under? Any damage to any goods will, of course, be charged directly to your owner.
I am a part of the good ship Moonshine under Captain Just West.
Very well, very well. He's just going to take Captain West's information.
Is this a legit dealer or is this a back alley dude?
This is a back alley dude.
Why the fuck is he taking his information?
Because he's selling rare and crazy chips. And also he's used to being scammed. He basically, he wants a guarantee in case, but basically remember, you are property.
Yeah, I know.
In case you try stealing something from him, he needs to know who to go after.
Can I roll savoir-faire servant to see if he's actually trying to get one up over us?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Wasting all my good rolls on bullshit. Passed by 8.
Oh, he also definitely wants to get the captain's information to send him, scams.
I'm giving his name and I'm giving the rest of the information I'm giving the rest of the I'm putting the League of Laser Wizards contact information as far as phone number and whatnot on there.
Give
After-
me fast talk.
I was going to say diplomacy.
This is definitely fast talk.
Ah,
You are trying to trick him.
question: is there a way I can scan the information that's coming into it so I know if it's a scam or not before it gets to the captain? Because I don't want us to actually be involved in scams.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you probably already have your spam filter for, secret princes who, if the captain only transfers them $100,000, will be able to give you millions.
That sounds like something I would do. Okay, fine. I'll just go through with what this bullshit is.
Yep. Yeah, you have mildly increased the number of spam emails the captain gets, but he's willing to let you try out the thaumatology chip.
All right. What's wrong with it? Or is it in fact just a thaumatology chip?
Oh, it definitely has a disadvantage involved. I'm going to go double check. So, it is a chip that gives you thaumatology and the path of energy, but you also gain overconfident.
We just rolled a 13, so I don't know what that means, but okay.
What?
I just rolled a 13 to try to do something with it.
All right. What is your IQ?
13, I believe? 13.
Okay. That means you have successfully managed to, CAIN, feeling this in his real body, not his robot body, feels an energy flowing inside of him. You have successfully made a gather mana roll.
Nick, I have a disadvantage.
Which is your disadvantage?
Susceptibility.
It hurts. Not
Ow.
dealing damage, but ow, 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 ow.
I do not like this.
Unfortunate. Perhaps you cannot serve as a grimoire then.
Indeed. Do you have any other exotic chips? I'm not buying this one.
Yes, what are you looking for? Have you actually made that list of chips for me to roll on to see what Merchant has?
No, I have not.
He will have a few. Mostly weird magic related things.
Roll a D100 and tell me what skill pops up.
That's actually a
We
fair
can
way to do this.
Well, let's see. There's 275 skills in the game. We can also do this later if you want.
No, I'm just gonna roll it quick right now to see what random 8-point chip he has.
I will buy multiple if you give them that discount. This is stupid.
Well,
What's the number?
that actually is a relevant skill. You get one useful weird chip.
Okay.
It comes from a strange monk who tried to teach people enlightenment, and it mostly didn't work.
Is it Zen Archery?
It's mind block.
That does seem like a weird chip.
Yeah. It is a meditative technique to, you have to proactively use this, but to give you a bonus against, psychic or magical attempts to influence your thoughts or emotions.
Interesting. How much?
This is a will average skill. Yeah, it's an 8-point will average skill. And he would probably charge exactly as much as that normally costs for this one.
Okay.
But basically, the thing is, it's a way to have your head be running through with nonsense while still maintaining a train of thought. So, like, someone tries to mind read you or figure out what's going on, and they get like a multiplication table.
I mean, sounds pretty good to me.
Mhm.
Sounds weird. Sounds good though. Okay.
Y- Yep. Probably has like a 1 point quirk of like being being very zen. Like it's probably the guy who did it. It's all cones.
Okay. So everything I see is a cone.
Yes. KOAN, to be clear.
KOKN?
KOAN.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Cool. Thank you. Oh, god damn it, Nick. Okay. So CAIN is just gonna come back, like, I guess hovering 2 inches off the ground with his legs crossed.
Love that for him.
Yep. He's going to show up having like in robot body meditating, and then your number will be called.
I love that for us. I love that so much. 0 time to ask any questions. Thank you.
Yep, numbers called. Go into and like basically it's a war room, not an office. Where
Ooh.
what?
I was just saying, ooh, fancy.
Yep. Where Commander Hannah Pierce will greet you.
But
What?
I was just gonna say, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. These here are some of my friends. I'm Captain West. This is CAIN. That's Nerd. We got a couple other hands on ship getting ready. And we were wondering if y'all needed any help before your next push against the cultists and their fort. And we were also looking to help out with that later push too, but figured should start with the egg before the chicken.
This meeting was predetermined, such as the waves appear on the sand.
Hmm. Your robot is very wise. She's going to look all of you over. Captain West, was it? Commander Pierce. Leader of the local group of this dispatch group of the League of Laser Wizards. There are several things that your crew may be able to assist us with, depending on what their aptitude is. And she's just going to look over your armament first. And it's just a few questions of the captain. What skills do the other members of your crew have? You seem to be a marksman. And she's going to stare at Nerd briefly.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
He's a very good engineer. Most reliable one we've got. And
Ask not what he can do for you, but ask what the universe has in store for Nerd.
CAIN's got font of wisdom, and is good for any task you might need a hand for.
Yeah, I can do all kind of tool fixing. I make like 20 different tools just sprout out of my body.
That we may need. A significant number of vehicles were damaged during the last fight.
Ooh. They're not spaceships, but I could probably do something with them.
And you said you had an Affy. What does he do?
He's a mage himself. He's trying to get a read on as much of this planet as he can, and make sure we're kitted out. And we also got a. Oh, sorry, Kane. Did you want to say something?
I was going to say, as you were starting to mention Affy, there are going to be several emojis and like solemn music coming through your Kindle. Like you just see waves crashing on the ocean, and like just like a emoji pop up with hands raised, and it just like a.
And then we got Bola, who's a great chef, and I imagine can help take some of the burden off, making sure everybody's rested and has some energy before we head out. And I think some of your folks were thinking around 8 hours or so.
Yes, we usually go. This planet's timing is a bit exhausting, but we normally attempt to go after them for 2 or 3 hours at a time, then rest, and the second group will make their advance. Doesn't sound from your description like your crew is all that combat capable. How are you with scouting?
We are aware of what will be, has already been predetermined, and will know the course of actions others will take.
Oh, I love to go scouting. I love finding out stuff. Do you need me to go find something? I like finding things.
If you are capable of operating within their spell, nerd, I do not think we would have to worry about you falling prey to either the enemy magic or becoming a zombie.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen to me. I'm not really like a flesh person like you.
Yes.
I don't know much about the magic stuff. You gotta ask Affy about that.
Yes, well, the assistance of another competent wizard would be good, though we must ensure that he is not truly a devil wizard.
Are there more than one type of wizard?
Countless.
Oh, tell me about them.
Oh, you're in need of education. I'm afraid I cannot, but I'll have one of my acolytes explain the differences between different wizarding schools to you. Samantha, please.
Excellent.
She will have my attention based on interest for about 10 minutes.
I love that.
Yep.
Fantastic.
If she is a better storyteller than most, she gets 20.
Ooh. You need to now decide, Nick, how good of a storyteller she is.
He's a very enthusiastic storyteller. Good. That's a bit more in the eye of the beholder.
Enthusiasm goes a long way. I'll give her 15 before I get bored.
Okay.
Okay, excellent.
And like,
In the meantime, oh, go for it.
I was gonna say, did the captain have a question before anything?
I was just gonna confirm that she wants us to help with a scouting mission and the details on that. / hey, is there anything that we can do like in the interim to help out right now? Like, I know we're not gonna be doing any like big charges, but if you need somebody to like help fortify some of the defenses of the settlement,
Yep.
/ help cook some meals, make sure everybody gets some medicine, that sort of situation. Many hands make light work.
Yep. And no, they're very happy to have help with things around base camp. Bulla and in a strange twist of fate, Bulla, Nerd, and depending on what happens after, you will all have the opportunity to like make some actually just making money rolls.
Excellent. Love that for them.
I can make money? That's not possible.
The answer is Nerd will make money and then immediately spend it on action figures and comic books.
This is correct.
It's not even making it back to the ship. It's just going to be like immediately lost to the void.
There's gonna be somebody selling candy.
Yeah, and Nerd will just buy the entire candy store.
Yes. A wise decision of an 8-year-old, quite frankly.
That's very true. But yeah, for the actual mission, the idea is, at least from the information that has been provided to her so far, she does not really want your group on the front lines because it doesn't sound like anyone besides the captain and maybe Nerd is capable of fighting on the front lines from information that has been given to her.
But I could become armor for the captain and then let the captain fight on the front lines.
You're not, Nerd. I really appreciate the outside of the box thinking, but I do not want to use you as armor buddy. Because I think you have a lot of other skills that would be limited by just being armor.
Ash, out of
How are you
character.
gonna play? What?
Ash,
What?
out of character, let me be power armor.
I Lex, any other character. I'm so sorry. You're baby boy. And the thought of you getting hit for a bullet meant for me will cause issue.
Paul is actually the one who probably gets the most benefit out of this for throwing his grenades further.
Yeah, but I can't do Bola because he's too big.
Or let Affy use bigger gun.
I need therapy first. And we're not getting therapy out here in the Wild West, now are we? So I'm so sorry.
I have a psychology chip, Ash.
You have never used the psychology chip in a way that has been helpful to the captain. I need you to know that. It's not gonna, if it happens, you got, like, good on you, but it's gonna be a hard roll and a hard sell.
Captain, you must become one with the universe by becoming one with Nerd.
All right.
We're not gonna let Nerd take bullets from me. We're not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Not
so
allowed
sorry,
currently.
Wex. Personally, I the person am very, very sorry to you, the person, Wex, because I fucking love this idea. Unfortunately, you are playing baby boy.
Yeah. One day I'm sure something that there is definitely going to be like a berserk blue button kill switch somewhere in me at some point, and that's going to be an interesting day roleplay wise.
It will be. It will be an interesting day. And it will be an interesting day if there's ever a day in which my captain's trauma, coalesces in the weird form, in which this might be okay, but we're not there yet, baby. We either need to do a lot of fixing or a lot of breaking simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
The fun of roleplay.
You spend some time going over plans, and Nerd gets a lecture on the types of wizards. So, given that you have 15 minutes, Nerd, the big things that you would get for important differences in types of wizard. The League of Laser Wizards comes from the nobles of the Empire who rebelled against the tyranny that the Empire had become.
Okay, so these guys are just Jedis, right?
They're basically just Jedi. I know which player I blame for writing this into game.
Is it Izzy? It's either Izzy or Sean.
I know which one of them I blame. You are correct. It is one of Izzy or Sean.
Since Sean's not here, we have to blame him.
Honestly, it's probably Sean in this case. Izzy would be far more ridiculous.
This is too tame to be Izzy.
Gee, thanks.
But yeah, so they basically are an order that goes around trying to curb the excesses of the Empire and make sure it doesn't happen again. And one of the things that's complicated is they really don't actually have legal justification for doing this.
Oh, what a shock.
Vigilante justice? What?
Yep. Now, the two groups that they most deem devil wizards are, one, those who bind sentient creatures to tasks. They don't really like binding non-sentient creatures either, but they especially dislike binding sentient creatures.
So they don't really do it.
They don't do it, and they kill people who do.
Okay, so free will is important.
Free will is important, and also they have a very strong belief that magic ought to primarily, like, it is important that magic is used by mages because they understand the way that, you can accidentally rip open a portal to hell. And so they really don't like people who just give out enchanted items willy-nilly. Especially to those who are untrained.
All right, so those are the laser wizards. What else does my attention span have time for?
Yeah, so that's laser wizards. Those are their two main categories of devil wizards. They also are super against necromancers. But they will say there are the mechanic wizards, and the artisan mages, who primarily make beautiful wonders like what these moons once were before they were ruined by the power of empire. And that's probably all that you actually pay attention to. There's other stuff that she's very enthusiastically gesturing at, and Nerd is now thinking about. That Captain Blasteroid episode he's watched 7 times that was on 2 days ago.
I probably would, and I'm sorry, Sean, I probably would bring up, I wonder what Affy is at some point in that conversation.
Yep, and I'll say, well, we are happy to speak with this ally of yours. Certain he would not be a devil wizard.
I don't think so. He doesn't look like a devil. He doesn't do devil things. He mostly gives the captain magic bullets.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Captain, who probably who could
I figure I got like the lowdown of oh, here's some of the stuff that we were thinking about as I'm talking to the commander before somebody taps her on the shoulder and is like, hey, new information has just dropped.
It might be important to speak with this Affy. We hope he is not being dangerously reckless.
Oh, if there's one thing about Affy, he's a real cautious traveler. You said you all were part of the League of Laser Wizards?
Yes.
Correct? Affy, correct me if I'm wrong. I say, turning to the supercomputer who has better memory than I, the player. Haven't we run into them before, and didn't Affy start talking to some of them?
Hey, CAIN, can you give us another fast talk roll?
This is a legitimate question, because I thought Affy was legitimately talking to some of them.
So the reason why CAIN sent you the emoji of shush and crashing waves was to tell you to silence yourself and be still like the water.
I finished the sentence, and I couldn't stop in the middle. I cut it off decently.
I'm so glad Nerd has no filter for any of this.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and I love you for it.
Yep.
I mean, as far as Nerd knows, Affy mostly really does just give out magic bullets. I don't usually see him do other magic, do I?
He casts spells in fights all the time, and he heals you.
Yeah, well, I'll just describe everything he does commonly that I would notice to this lady. Because why wouldn't I tell her all this stuff?
CAIN and the captain would realize pretty early on, oh wait, oh no, we need to make the baby be distracted.
Well, should have done that earlier.
I mean, I'm currently in Nick, does this chip also have the disadvantage if I can't take it out?
No, it's also just a quirk, Izzy.
Oh, well, shit.
Because I'm going to tell the laser wizard all about Affy, because he's so cool, and he's our wizard, and maybe they can be wizard friends now.
I don't know if I can stop that.
Probably not. You guys let me go off and talk to the laser wizard by myself.
I thought you would get bored faster.
Yeah, but I'm friends, so I like talking about how cool they are.
All
That's
right.
super fair.
Would one of you like to roll a damage control for me?
What's the damage control roll?
How are you going to do it?
I don't know, Nick. I don't know jack shit about anything I should be doing at any given moment.
This is
or
mostly
how
like
any of my skills
fluff
are.
and social wise. How are you going to attempt to bullshit your way out of this one?
I think I was accidentally on the correct line of a line of inquiry beforehand of, oh yeah, no, it's no problem. Affy has worked with you guys before, and I think he was talking about some stuff. I think that is reasonable. And I also was not, the person, could not remember if that is true or not.
Okay.
Because I know there was a discussion at some point in time about Affy talking to some wizard people.
Yup. Okay.
I don't know what to. I think I will have to wait to see how this goes.
Now that you are currently talking to the commander, you can make your Savoy Fair roll.
Okay, I will do that then.
Yup.
Thank you. Oh, and enough time has passed that I could use luck again if this goes south. No, that's a pass by 4. I'll take that.
Okay, yeah, you managed to talk your way through mostly by, the captain probably gets a little uncharacteristically, briefly, like, snooty about what nerd remembers is important or isn't important in laws and customs.
It's so intriguing because it's suddenly like, the captain says a lot of what he means with his words, even when he's using metaphors and that sort of stuff. You're now seeing micro expressions as he says very particular things that you've never seen before that are clearly conveying things to this commander.
Yep.
I feel like I need to make a body language check.
No, Izzy, you need to make, what Savoy Fairs do you have right now?
Servant.
You can actually roll that one.
That's a pass by 0.
Okay,
You know.
you managed to get some of this. You get some of this because this is mostly how, like, you have been trained to be a servant to people who are significantly social superiors who often talk in code. Boy, was that how they talk. And you mostly got, yes. The implication is that we are servants who don't really know that much better. And, like, it's not a problem, we are all within legal remit, and there are no issues here.
That's cold, Captain.
They service, and I'm only using it right now.
The commander will have to bring the next person in, but it doesn't sound like there's anything that is currently going on. Like, oh, yes, we understand how this happens.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and use this to make a gracious exit with all of our people and be like, well, we will make sure to touch base with you and get you the stuff you need. And we will, still be helping out with these things.
Yep. And then Bola's gonna cook some stuff, Nerd's gonna fix some stuff, and Affy is going to conspicuously be absent.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yup. Yeah. They'll thank you, give you, information about the quartermaster who can help out Bola with some resources. Nerd can work on some machines, but you guys might want to talk to each other first.
Yeah. doors close, I'm immediately slap my hands together and I'm like, all right, let's regroup back at the ship. See
They seemed really,
how everyone's doing.
they seemed really nice. They were really interested in Affy when I was talking about him.
Yeah, let's let Affy handle that.
Okay, I just wanted to tell them how cool Affy was.
Don't you want to talk about how? Oh, that's the wrong thing to say. That is the wrong thing to say, and I'm gonna avoid that sentence immediately.
Don't want to what?
Don't you want to let it be a surprise?
Oh, okay.
And I believe I promised you that we would watch some Captain Blasteroids episodes because I've been busy and I haven't been watching with you, and I don't like that because I cherish the time we spend together.
Can we watch the TV special?
Yeah, of course.
Oh boy! All right, 3.5 hours. Let's do this. It's the multi-special.
How long?
Yeah, it was the multi-TV special. They shared it over a week. You had like 45 minutes every day. It was supposed to be a full movie when they put it together.
Ow. That is, we're gonna need snacks.
Snacks, yay!
Yay, snacks.
Shane, have anything to say?
Sean, I've made life harder for you next game. I apologize.
Oh yeah,
I
sitting there when you guys get back to the ship.
Helping. I only barely avoided not helping, and I'm sorry about that. I legitimately, out of character, thought things were different.
You should know you cannot leave Nerd alone if you don't want information revealed.
I recognize this. This is why I'm also not. I don't reveal too much information to you.
That's fair.
Do we actually have Sean because he's currently muted?
Mm-hmm.
He is currently muted, and I think he might be.
I actually do have a question.
Sorry, I missed the fact that this muted by default.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean. I told the Laser Wizards about you and how cool you were.
I did things I'm not proud of, but they're not going to immediately come looking for you.
Well, I mean, Nerd didn't know Affy is a Djinn, so...
Yes, no, but they didn't care about that. They care about the fact that you can cast magic, and you may be a devil wizard.
I told them you weren't, because you definitely weren't like a devil or anything. You just gave people magic bullets and stuff.
Okay.
And I said things.
Yes.
And it's not a problem yet. So that's
hurtful
fine.
things.
I knew would have to deal with these people eventually. I don't know exactly what their deal is or how it goes, but, you know, it was going to happen at some point.
I mean, they're Jedi. They're Jedi, Sean.
Okay. I wasn't entirely sure with Laser Wizard how Jedi they were going to actually be.
They're like Jedi. Sounds like they're most like kind of uptight and like holier than thou.
Yeah, Old Republic style.
Whatever. I have bluff. I have a lot of magical disguise stuff.
I almost bought a chip.
I am not the only mage in the universe.
I almost bought a chip for thaumaturgy, which part of me now wishes I had done just to help you in that instance.
We're gonna go to the ship and tell Bola and fucking
Affy, Tilly.
Tina, not Tilly, that perhaps she should not be bartending in this area, and we should pretend we do not know about her.
I can disguise Tilly / teach Tilly how to disguise herself.
I'm not sure if she wants to do that. If she wants to do that, she has every right to do that, and that's fine. I just want to make sure that everybody on crew is safe. That's my concern.
Kelly, being who she is, will of course ask her master Bulla if he wishes her to do that, and we'll resolve that next session.
Love that.
Yep.
Speaking of which, it is getting late. Are we almost done?
Yeah, we're pretty much done.
You joined.
Okay, you got anything you want to say, or not? Are we gonna just keep this thought in our back pocket?
Because something that the captain would immediately realize is like, oh right, our ship is definitely a thing they hate.
Yeah, I will talk to Appy about that.
Is it? I thought it was normal for ships to be powered by magic.
We have a enslaved djinn, quote unquote, as the power source.
Our ship's a little special.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have a third djinn in here?
Out of character. No.
So wait, wait. So out of character, is Affy the power source of the ship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Out of character, Affy is the power source of the ship.
we love that about him.
I still don't know that in character. I feel like at some point, Nick, like just for like interesting character stuff, I feel like I would delve into like, wait, how does this all work? Because I would just be curious. Like, I understand machine stuff, and the fact that I don't get how the ship is powered probably would like itch at my brain.
Nick,
Baby adventure.
may I offer a thing which you and Wex can do at some point, and I'm assuming Nerd would do this when he's probably alone on the ship, which I don't think will happen often.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't even have to be alone. Like I other than you, Izzy, y'all gotta sleep.
Izzy, CAIN does actually have to sleep out of character.
Well, hold on. Does Sean have to sleep?
Sean does not.
Oh, there's the stop point.
Mm-hmm.
That is the stop point.
Yeah.
I have insomnia, but still need to sleep.
No, I was going to say, if you're poking around on the ship alone, there's another person on the ship who you are unaware of that
Affy does not need to eat or sleep.
The best of us.
Yeah, Nick, you remember that, right?
Yep.
Good times, good times.
So, yeah. I think if Nerd wants to poke around alone, that might become a thing.
I mean, I definitely would do that at some point. Because, like, I'll be frank, other than Izzy, I don't expect any of you can find me if I want to be invisible on that ship.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a fair thing.
Yeah, it's very real.
Find you too.
Maybe my bullets could find you.
I think, like, Sean, if he dedicated time to it, could. But if I want to, like, disappear and go, like, snooping around, I probably can go snooping around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I could put together a spell to track you and find you, but, like, I'd have to dedicate a decent amount of time to doing it.
And frankly, I can just be anywhere on the ship anyways, so, like, I feel like most of the time, why would you bother?
Yeah. It's also the thing of, like, Affy doesn't really pry into other people's secrets because he's respecting the fact that they don't really pry into his.
Well, remember, I don't know I'm prying into your secret if I do this.
That's fair.
He's trying to figure out how to fix the ship better.
All I want to know is how does this work? I've been told it's magic, but I don't know. Like, I mean, Nick, you've read my origin. I am meant to solve problems.
It's true.
Magic is just unexplained science.
Actually, Nick, do you just want to run something real quick of the captain and CAIN were off and Affy was busy doing something while we were dealing with Panthers and Nerd got around to poking at things?
Yeah, we can do that real quick for like Captain Bola and CAIN are away while Nerd pokes at. All right, but how does magic come out of the engine?
Yeah, all I know is that magic is power, but I don't even really know where the power source is, do I?
You know where it is schematically. So, like, Nerd probably turns into goo and slinks through conduits in between walls till he eventually finds the, like, radiation beyond this point. Warnings.
Well, I mean, I'm just immune to radiation. Let's get going.
Resistant, non-immune, but it's still fine. Then eventually he's gonna go look around, see, because you can see in. There's ways to see in. It's important for maintenance. That, like, there's a whole lot of smoke and fire, and, like, it looks like two people who are made out of fire in the engine.
Oh. Is that magic? Hey, are you magic?
Is Affy going to respond to this at all?
I call out to the fire in the engine.
I think so. Nick, is this just the part that will be there / the kind of like that, or is this during the time period where I'm actually fully in that space?
It's probably during a time period when you're actually fully in that space.
I will probably try to throw a voice a little bit and say an answer that I am magic. Please do not disturb me here. I would recommend you do not stay in this area or stray here. If Nerd recognizes that this is Affy's voice, that is perfectly fine, and we will have the follow-up conversation on that afterwards.
Sean, I'd like to point out one of my flaws is gullible. So if you literally say, "No, I'm not," I'll just believe you. And I feel like you would know that about me at this point.
That's fair. I think I would say then basically do the request, the thing of this is not a safe area for you. Please stay away.
Well, that one's a little weird because I actually can confirm kind of if it's safe or not for me.
Yes. Yes, you can. Give me a sec. It's not state like you're outside of the shielding looking in, like you can feel, okay, yeah, some radiation's ticking up. I'm still fine, but I wouldn't be fine an hour from now.
Right, so I can't do any long form observation.
Yeah. You have to leave and like go, alright, so these guys got a little too irradiated, you gotta replace them by eating this thing.
Right. Like, oh, okay, well, I can't stay long because you're right, it is a little dangerous long term. I can adjust so I can deal with the radiation short term. So that's okay, so I can watch you and stuff. Hey, you're like fire, but the ship doesn't really use fire as a power source. How does fire turn into like ship energy? Also, I didn't know the ship's power source could talk. That's cool. Are you related?
I've still given you the same runaround I gave Izzy originally, but since
But you're
we've
giving it
already
to
moved past that point, I don't feel like giving you the same amount of stumbling blocks. Sorry, Izzy. They're just
you're,
getting an easier time because this is happening later after the secret's gone out to everyone.
Hey, are you?
maybe waste two character
But
points on
the
this.
energy converted from one form to another.
Oh, are you like CAIN then? You like just possess things?
And there was silence.
I'm honestly trying to think of what things for that analogy, because there's part of me that goes, kinda, yeah, in more ways than would think, but the answer I think would be, it would be that Cain is different than I am.
Oh, well, I like making new friends. You just sound kind of familiar though. What's your name?
This is where I'm going to repeat something for a bit in a long dead language.
That's a language that Nerd has definitely heard Kane and Affy speaking.
I have already been way too nice to a child here.
Oh, I think I've heard that language before. That's a cool name, by the way. I'm Nerd. Want to be friends?
I'm familiar with the majority of those on the ship. I am fine with considering you a friend or you considering me as a friend, but we should not be socializing often.
Oh, well, that's
I
weird.
prefer to spend my time here alone.
Oh, that sounds lonely. I could bring you a sandwich.
I do not eat.
Oh, that sounds boring. How do you make fuel then if you don't eat?
Long, complicated magical theory lecture is going to happen now that has to do with multidimensional inevitable thaumaturgical energies.
Oh, after 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it was kind of interesting, but yeah, I'll come back and visit you later. All right, bye, friends. Congratulations, you bored me away.
Yep.
About the time when you exit, Affy will be also in the room and probably do a thing of okay, hey, what are you doing there? You should be a bit careful in this area. Things are a bit sensitive here.
Yeah, I know. Hey, do you know there's a friend in the heart of the ship?
Yeah, elemental beings help with the powering of the ship, yes.
Yeah, he actually sounds a lot like you.
It's it would be surprising, but I guess my voice, I just have one of those voices.
I guess so. He was kind of bored, but he seemed nice. Honestly, he seemed kind of lonely in there.
Uh, I'm fair. I'd say that they're probably fine when they are there. People do like to have some time to themselves occasionally, some more than others, some less frequently than others.
Yeah, I know that's true, but I don't know. He seems so different from anyone I met. I know what it's like to feel that way, where you feel like disconnected because you don't have anyone around like you.
Well, it's a big universe. No one's ever going to be exactly the same, but there's a lot of unique people in it.
Yeah, true, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of sad if your uniqueness keeps you away from people. You look kind of trapped in there. I just feel sorry for him. It must be boring just having to
Also,
power the
Wes,
ship
I
and doing nothing else.
enjoy how you are doing a very good job with this conversation.
Yep.
You like what I'm doing with this?
Yeah, I like what you're doing with this. Yeah, well, even if you're not the same, you can still make friends with others. It does get, but yeah, I reckon it does get a bit lonely when you're not, when there's not many others like you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I even got maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but felt just kind of trapped in there. It's kind of weird. I guess he
Well,
sort of is trapped just because he just power the ship. But I don't know. I think I get really lonely and bored if I was trapped all day in a ship.
well, the beans, the beans helping with power in the ship do have other outlets, so I wouldn't worry about them just being stuck in there all day.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. Something about that felt really real. That was it's. Even if it's kind of weird, Affy. I'm. Do you know how I work exactly?
Do I know what exactly?
How I work.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to the bathroom.
Sorry, Lex, can you repeat that? It came across poorly.
Yeah. Have I told you how I kind of work?
You work not exactly. I know you work as you form yourself from all the little smaller bits, and you can make more of those bits by consuming things.
Right. Well, it's kind of weird for me because I when I talk to you, it's more like a billion me's are talking to you at once. And every bit of me is me, but we all talk to each other to be smarter and make up me. And the more of me there is, the more me I am. And I know if I have to stretch myself too thin, the pieces I stretch out of me stop being me. And I wonder if it's the same for him. Yeah, maybe he can stretch himself out, put his energy or fire somewhere else, but is that really the real him? You know?
Well, that's definitely one way of looking at it. I know that different beings have different, it can have sometimes different thought process, different ways of looking at things. So can people with different life experiences or been here for longer or less long than others. But it is a thing of we need to make sure no one ever stretches themselves too thin, puts themselves through too many things, and tries to make sure everyone takes care of themselves. And if we help take care of each other, then we can then they'll help take care of us as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm good for right now. I guess as long as he powers the ship, it doesn't really matter. But I'll go visit him later. Maybe I'll see if he wants that sandwich anyways. Bye. I scuttle away.
But yeah,
I'm
thank you all
hoping
for doing small child conversation and hitting a bunch of things nail on the head.
excellent. That is exactly what I was. That is exactly what I was going for.
Yep, no, it's good.
Baby boy.
Thing of just like also with the fact that Affy knows he's talking to a small child of like, I know nerd is many things, but Affy, unlike the captain, doesn't respond to everyone as is baby, but nerd definitely still falls under is baby.
Yes.
Yeah. There's also the horrifying, like, existential thing of like, is baby, but like, I could theoretically be immortal.
Yep.
And essentially could live as long as you, if not. I don't even know what a Jin lifespan looks like, or if you guys are truly immortal or not.
I will say that I do have ageless or equivalent.
I don't actually have that as a advantage, but I feel like if the game kept progressing, I would just pick it up because it would make sense.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's not really relevant to games, so Nick did not have me purchase it at full cost.
Yeah.
Which thing did I not do? I'm back from the bathroom.
Buy
Ageless.
ageless at
He
full
didn't have me
cost.
purchase ageless at full cost because it's not really relevant to scope of game.
Yep.
You know I'm going to keep going to make friends with your fire self in the engine, right?
I know you're going to keep trying because it is the thing of I will probably humor you talking with it, and occasionally when I feel like you've been around for too long, do the lawn. Here's some technical details that will bore you into going away. It is the thing of based off the fact that see you as small child, and for the very hitting the nail on the head conversation would be, yep, let me just talk a lot about how difficult it must be to have like a kind of did everything else and not being able to necessarily fully control it. There is also going to be a bit more sympathy there with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I don't think I've gotten into anyone yet how I really like work mentally. I think if anyone, CAIN probably understands that the best, and even then he probably doesn't really get it.
I think you explained it a little bit to CAIN in a little bit more detail, but not much.
Yeah.
It's kind of actually out of character. It's a little paradoxical because like I kind of see it as like a little bit like the Geth from Mass Effect, but having picked up an actual personality to go with it. It's like the two things are like hyperimposed on top of each other. Because I legit have a disadvantage that if I ever take enough damage, I actually get dumb because there's too much of me missing.
I love that disadvantage so much. That's
it hasn't
great.
come up yet, but if I ever started to go into negatives, like that actually would occur.
I can't wait for for everybody to know everyone's disadvantages. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, well, I will continue to try and kill people to keep them out. You guys did make that a little bit annoying by having to have some people that don't count as organic.
Sorry.
Yep.
And also way more than a normal human.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
True.
Wex was just complaining about the fact that he wants to be power armor, and the easiest person to do this for is the captain. And the captain is the one person who will go, no, 100% no for moral reasons.
Yeah, like
Nerd could just do that to
Happy
CAIN.
technically wouldn't be harder for the captain because also when he's walking around, it is fully human, effectively. But like, it's also the thing of I don't think Affy really gets much benefit from it, since he's less likely to walk into the middle of the fight.
Fair.
The main benefit for Appy is the fact that he's often riding behind the captain, who then gets hit by AoEs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm too good at my job of hitting things, so they go, we gotta take that motherfucker down, baby.
Yo.
Well, I think on that little note of roleplay, it is getting late, and I would like to go to bed.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
now
that's
sleep
fair.
time. So everyone's going to get 2 character points for what we did today, and we are likely finally ticking over to everyone having to spend on their status.
Yay.
As we finally hit our first month in game having passed.
Ba 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 ba.
Didn't we establish the captain's just going to pay for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't it going to be we've been banking the rewards rather than like separating out hairs everyone's share, and we were just gonna remove from that?
Yes, it
I
is
think
more. It
that's
is
what
now
we agreed on,
actually
yeah.
time to do that.
Yep. My status is actually still normal.
Yep, it's for the whole crew 3,000 in total.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
We definitely made way more than that on jobs.
Yes. It's just one to remember.
Yep, no, that is
Appreciate
fair.
it. Important.
I'm going to put
It's
this in
also
loot.
important for like role playing, I personally think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have like, at least according to my notes, we have about $5,044 left from main bounties. It's probably a little bit lower than that for some incidentals, but I think that's a good round number.
Sounds accurate. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording now, and then we can discuss
Good night,
things.
Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Who I was only here for like 40 minutes of.